imagine the following. You have a Pokemon game, you are playing Generation 3, and you consider getting a GameCube, right? With this Pokemon XD Temperators, never mind. So you consider getting a GameCube or Nintendo Wii and get this Pokemon Gale of Darkness with a trade thingy cable, link cable, GameCube link cable. Okay, so thinking about it, so you want to complete the Pokédex, maybe play some competitive, maybe get some rare moves, right? There are many possibilities, and I want to rank these Pokemon based on if they are worth getting the game for. Are there also Pokemon in there? As far as I see, they should be ranked by, yes, they are ranked by the Pokédex number. So let's go for it, right? So all these, most of these Pokemon have are Shadow Pokemon, right? And Shadow Pokemon in this game, unlike in Pokemon Colosseum, have at least one egg move or one special moves they can't naturally learn, like Zapdos, the Baton Pass. It's this game exclusive. Articuno can't learn Baton Pass. It's this game exclusive. And the legendary birds can't learn extrasensory in Generation 3. They can learn it but in following generations. So there are some these reasons why you may catch these Pokemon. So then there's this soft resetting method. This will maybe really painful and annoying. So if you hunt for the legendary birds, you will never be able to really honestly hunt for all three to have a good stat. Honestly, you have to really reconsider what's really worth it, because you are getting like 7 shadow Pokemon simultaneously if you try to catch them, because after you battled a trainer's shadow Pokemon, that shadow value will be the same as the next encounter. So there's that. Now let's rank these Pokemon. So also the thing is, would you really consider I'm just ranking them just in terms of is it worth it to catch them in this game? And maybe you want to transfer them, or certain moves are still not available on every it's the same Pokemon since the version. Like there's Magma. Magma has Follow Me in this game, and in since VGC Generation 3, Black and White's VGC, all VGCs probably have a generation restriction, just because you can not everyone will be able to access these kinds of Pokemon like Baton Pass Magma. Follow Me Magma, because Magma can't learn Baton Pass, and Game Freak never gave a damn letting it learn it. So everyone has the same chance. But I think that would make the run a bit the thing more difficult. I will try to evaluate them by these criteria, but mainly I will use the Pokédex criteria. I think Generation 3 use criteria, maybe a bit in game run, but That's just to levitate them a bit above, but most of S rank will be just Pokemon you get from this game, and immediately Lugia is S tier. So there's no other way to get Lugia unless you cheat, because the Mystic Ticket is... Where do you get the Mystic Ticket from? That's a question. There were very rare distributions of Lugia. If you have Mystic Ticket, there's a way you can still get Lugia without a cheat device and XD, but you need to use the Pomic Berry glitch, and it's tedious. And this Lugia has Psycho Boost, and you can soft reset for it. And it's just a bit annoying, because yeah, Lugia maybe is the hardest Pokemon to purify. You need all boxes, and the purification device has to go all cylinders maximum, and type chart energy, but then you can immediately free Shadow Lugia and make it to a normal Lugia. It has really good moves too. Lugia is a great Pokemon, and Psycho Boost is Deoxys' signature move. That means, yeah, that move is exclusive to that game if you never use it for Lugia, so you can just transfer that Lugia to the next games and flex. So, since that is done, we can now focus on the tier list. So, Butterfree has Morning Sun, but really, Butterfree I would put in D tier. So the other way to get Butterfree is you buy yourself. You have a friend, or you have Fire Red or Leaf Green. Your friend has Fire Leaf Red Green. You have Fire Red on Leaf Green. Maybe you have a Link Cable or something. To someone to trade with. So now it may be hard. So it's really not worth getting that. Butterfree doesn't have the move that makes it worth getting XD Gale of Darkness for. Also I put it to D rank. However, Beedrill has Baton Pass. Beedrill can learn Baton Pass in any other way. So you may want to soft reset that Beedrill and get yourself a good competitive Beedrill or whatever, because Baton Pass is a really neat move. Beedrill is not the best Pokemon, but if you want to use it in Generation 3 and maybe Generation 4, Baton Pass is a pretty neat move. But I think Baton Pass is banned in Generation 3 in competitive things, but if you play casually and want something to annoy your friends with, that's the type of Pokemon you want. Magma may have Cross Charm, which is a pretty good move. And it was pretty neat for Generation 5 VGC, but nobody plays past Generation VGCs as far as I know. And so you can't get both. If you have a limited amount of money, you probably won't get both Fire Red and Leaf Green to complete your Pokédex. So in that regard, to get both Magma and Electabuzz, I think Pokemon XD is pretty good, and you don't have to grind for Cross Jump. This thing already has Cross Jump, so has that, and now I think it has some decent other moves like Flamethrower, obviously, and definitely worth getting XD for Pidgeotto. So I don't really exactly remember what Pidgeotto knew. Maybe Button Pass. I think it's still C rank. It may get you through the game, but you know what? I think it's also D rank, because what do you want to do with a Pidgeotto? Fire Red Leaf King immediately gives you Pidgey, and with that you have this entire family range. Eradicate is the same. I wouldn't recommend you to get this game for Eradicate. Why is Spearow C rank? I know Spearow has what is the move's name? Force Weapons. That move might be interesting if you want to trade over a Pokemon that can help you weaken a wild Pokemon or shadow Pokemon or whatever. It makes them easier to catch. So Spearow has some use. Arbok is the same as Magma. You can, if you have Fire Red, you can get Arbok, but if you don't, you need pretty much one of these to get Arbok. I don't think you can get Arbok in Leaf Green. It's pretty much Fire Red exclusive and XD, so I would put it B rank. Sandslash is, you can catch Sandslash in almost all Generation 3 games except for Fire Red, from my memory. So it's easy D rank. It's also a Pokespot wild encounter, so it won't have any new moves. You have to teach it moves yourself. Same with Zubat. Zubat, I like Zubat, but really you can get Zubat in every Gen 3 game, so except XD and Colosseum, but I don't think you want to use a Zubat in Colosseum, because Colosseum is also the game you will less likely get, and there are other things you want to get Colosseum. It's not, no, it's really hard to gauge. We will talk about stuff later. We can look at other Pokespot Pokemon like Gligar. What else do we have? And this thing, and this thing. I think, yeah, we will reconsider them. And you will definitely catch Teddiursa. So what's up with Teddiursa? Teddiursa you can get an Emerald, and it's pretty much Emerald exclusive, so it has a rare move, but I don't remember what it is. But I wouldn't buy it just for Teddiursa, just so you know. Vulpix you can get Vulpix in Fire Red from my memory. So I would, what move did Vulpix have? I wish I had put some kind of chart, so I always know. I think Vulpix is fine in C rank. Same with Paris. If you have Fire Red or Leaf Green, I think you easily get a Paris. I don't remember if Paris does any special moves. Same with this moth. It gets substitute, I think, but yeah, you can teach substitute to the others. Dugtrio is a great Pokemon, but again, it's not worth getting this game just for substitute. Meowth comes with Sing, but I think you are better off breeding an Hypnosis one instead, so Meowth goes to D rank. Golduck D rank, because you can get Psyduck in pretty much all Gen 3 games with one exception, so, or two exceptions, but we don't count Colosseum in this, so. Primeape. I think we can put Primeape to a C rank. I'm not really certain if you can get it in Fire Red. Yeah, but Primeape really is a... yeah, let's leave it there. So this thing is really hard to gauge. I think I will put it also D rank. Trapinch doesn't really do any much. So what's with Wooper? Wooper is otherwise, from my memory, exclusive to Emerald. So I think Wooper can go to B rank. Surskit is really hard to get in general. It's exclusive to Ruby and Sapphire, so I think I can put it to B rank with confidence. I think it's easier to get Surskit in XDs than compared to Ruby and Sapphire. And Grovyle also B rank. It comes with Crunch, which is a good move to say. So you can breed it down to certain other Pokemon if you want. As a normal type egg group is really large. And if you have a Fire Zone, you can evolve it, but yeah, I don't think you have to worry about that. Grovyle is a pretty good boy. Poliwrath. I put Poliwrath in C rank. You can get it in Ruby and Sapphire as a Poliwag, and you can buy water stones, so it's not a big deal. Don't think it also learns anything special. Gligar is Emerald exclusive, but the thing about Gligar, in game it doesn't have any. You catch it in the Pokesports, and that's pretty much it. This thing is a fire, leaf green exclusive. Bellsprouts, Evolution Weeping Bell. It comes with Morning Sun. Morning Sun is pretty much like Synthesis, only that you can breed Synthesis, while Morning Sun you can't breed. So it's maybe style points. There was one difference between these two moves and Moonlight, but I don't really know what it is. Is it something with the sun? Oh, so it really doesn't. Also has Magical Leaf. So B rank. Rapidash. Rapidash is, you can get a Rapidash in Fire Red and Leaf Green, so it's C rank because I think it learns Baton Pass, so just for that you may want it. So is Baton Pass actually that good that I can put it? Yeah, I put it in B rank because Baton Pass. Wow, Magneton with Baton Pass, you know how great that is? I would put it to A rank. And if you get it's for this game, you have Baton Pass, then you get your Select Berry or whatever boost, you can just Baton Pass it to another Pokemon so it isn't lost. Or if you want to trap something with Ductray, you know your opponent has something to screw you over, you just Baton Pass. But these situations are really situational. So Farfetch has also Baton Pass, but I don't really remember. Let's put Farfetch to C rank. You can catch Farfetch and Fire Red and Leaf Green. There was something I don't exactly remember if this thing can learn Baton Pass naturally. But when it comes to Baton Pass, like, yeah, another Pokemon with Baton Pass. Like, you can catch Dodrio in all the games, but you can't get Baton Pass Dodrio, so I guess I can put it in C rank because you catch Dodrio in all Generation 3 games. Seal D rank. Like, it's Fire Red, you can get it in Fire Red Leaf Green. It's not a big deal. Shadow Punch, it was right. Shadow Punch, Glyma. I feel comfortable in C rank. Then you have Shelter. Shelter was Shelter a game exclusive? I think it was. So it's C rank. It's Fire Red if exclusive, if I remember correctly. Baton Pass. This thing has Baton Pass, and yeah, like B rank. Like, it's an awful Pokemon nobody wants to use, and this is the only game it gets Baton Pass. Voltorb has nothing that makes it even worth getting. You can catch it in every game, so it doesn't matter. You can get Execute in Fire Red and Leaf Green, so I wouldn't really want this. Cubon's Evolution Marowak has always a stick with him. Battle Cup, I think that alone is C rank, and it has Sing. I don't know if you want Sing, but would you buy a completely new game just to have a Cup Marowak? Not sure about that. You can only pick once a Hitmon's, but say you can breed them in these games, Fire Red or Leaf Green. So I put them to D rank. And Lunatone you can get if Fire Red and Leaf Green, if I remember correctly, so D rank. I don't think it gets any interesting egg moves. Nothing special about Rhydon. You can catch Rhydon in every game. Chansey. The reason I put Chansey in C rank is because Chansey is a bitch to catch, and here it can't run away. Maybe that is even enough to put Chansey to B rank, but would I put Chansey to B rank? I think I will, just for that. Now that comes also to Kangaskhan, which is a bitch to catch, and that's a fairy zone, but it's much easier to obtain than Chansey, so I put it in C rank. And Tangler you can catch in Fire Red and Leaf Green, so D rank. Stam you can catch in every game, so D rank. And it doesn't get any useful moves. Cypher is C rank since it's easy to catch in this game. Same with Pinsir. Pinsir is maybe even D rank, but just these Pokemon are really hard to catch in their respective games, so I feel kinda comfortable to put them where they are, but not higher. And well, you get a metal coat, and while you trade it over back to your game, if you catch that Magnetron, you can give that metal coat to your Sapphire and trade it over to your Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, or whatever. And you get, as to that, you get a Scissor. Mr. Mime. I don't know what exactly that Mr. Mime has, but I can't imagine it being worth more just to, compared to just buy your Fire Red or Leaf Green and catch an Abra and trade. So D rank. I think, yeah, Abra is a pain to catch, right? It keeps teleporting away, there are no quick bolts. Fine, I put it in D rank. Electric will be C rank. I will mention the reason why later on. Unlike with Magma, that's something, well, you don't buy this game to get this electric. You get something better, which is this Elekid. But there's a condition you have to fulfill to get it. So this Elekid is worth more than this electric, because the difference is this electric has a follow me, unlike this Elekid. So you may want, if you like doubles, you may want this electric over this Elekid, and this Elekid requires you to give up on your where was it? On your Togepi, and it has to be this one Togepi you get. So it's a trade-off. So I will put them both in the same tier. Normally I consider this Elekid better, but you have to give up your Togepi. I think you can get Togepi also in Fire Red and Leaf Green, so you can feel free to give up your Togepi. But what else you can do is evolve this Togepi, let it breed with a Ditto, get you another Togepi and trade the Togetic back and trade it. But then you don't get some neat moves. And what are these neat moves? So if you trade this Togepi as a Togepi with this Elekid named Zapdos or something, you have a Elekid with Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, and Cross Chop. This is an entire coverage competitive set you can use in this gen, or the next gen, or the gen after. Evolving your Elekid to Electric maybe breed for some good natures, maybe hunt for shiny with software settings. So yeah, and this Togepi is I don't know where to rank it, so you can get it in Fire Red and Leaf Green, but this Togepi is also really important to get this Elite Kit. So I really don't know where to rank it. It's pretty much a stepping stone in some ways. And Taurus is like Chansey, hard to get normally, so you may want to catch it in this game. Lapras, I don't think Lapras got nothing in this game, I remember. So D rank. Eevee is always a great Pokemon. So I don't know. It gets bite immediately, so you don't have to get grind for bite, and that means you can evolve it to Espeon quick and always have 2 good special moves on your Pokemon, maybe even with Jolteon. So now let's rank these Eevees evolutions. So let's say you get Fire Red and Leaf Green, you have an option, and you wouldn't likely want to evolve your Eevee. If you buy this game to complete your decks and you have access to breeding, probably not for these. You use them if you got all the evolutions already, or you feel like you use them just for fun in-game run, or if you got lucky and got the nature you want, but you don't buy Colosseum just to get a freaking Eevee. Jolteon, Flareon, on the Vaporeon. But there's another thing. There's a small exception, and it's these 2. And I put them to A rank for one reason. And that reason is that if you don't have multiple copies of Ruby, Sapphire or Emerald, and these have a dried battery, then you will be locked off of one of these evolutions. So it's nice if you get Colosseum, you can choose which of these friendship evolutions you want. So this way you have pretty much covered your bases. And honestly, yeah, and the problem is if you have Fire Red and Leaf Green, there's no Clockdos, you can't get nice of these. You can only get these 3, which is stupid. And Mareep is Emerald exclusive, so you may want to catch a Mareep here. And there are 3 games you can catch Hoppip, so and this is you Pokespot Pokemon, so you don't want to have Hoppip. And Pinecore you can get in Emerald. Can you get it in the other games? I'm not so certain. There was something. Let's put it to C, and we'll think a bit later. Spinnerack. Why am I putting Spinnerack to E rank? And the reason that is Signal Beam. It's the only bug move that is worth a damn that Spinnerack can learn. And maybe you can breed for it, but first you need to catch a Spinnerack. And there aren't many games where you can catch a Spinnerack. I know Emerald helps one, not sure if Fire Red and Leaf Green, but if you buy this game, you can get immediately a spinner egg with a signal beam, and then you can use that to breed instead. In fact, since this is an egg move, I think I will put it to B, egg to B, but yeah, this move is so good, you probably don't. So wait a second. Yeah, it's way too good. You can consider getting this game just for this. No, you wouldn't get this game just to get the spinner egg, but the spinner egg is really, really good. C rank. I really can't put it higher. If yeah, this is. I think this is good. These aren't sorted by anything, but yeah. Snorlax has fissure in this game. I don't know if you want that badly. Snorlax in the other games don't respond, but you have 2 Snorlax to get. In this game you can repeatedly try to catch that Snorlax, which is an advantage. But still, is that enough to put it to C rank? I honestly don't think so. Articuno, Moltres, and yeah, Articuno, Moltres, and Zapdos. Like I said, these have the most exclusive moves. So Heal Bell, Extra Sensory. Is it other move? I don't remember. Metal Sound, Baton Pass, Extra Sensory, and Will-O-Wisp and Morning Sun. I think Moltres has the most amount of most important moves. I can't even see it as rank, because that's how important that Moltres is. I can see someone buying this game just to get this specific Moltres. It sounds insane, but seriously, just think about it. It has 3 really useful moves for competitive, and even probably not, you won't probably want to transfer it, but if you transfer it, you have Morning Sun, and if you play in Sun format, you can heal a huge chunk of HP. So really worth considering. And this Dragonite has Heal Bell, so I put it to. So the thing about Dragonite is also that it's already fully evolved, so you don't have to grind for it. And for that reason, I think it's worth putting it B rank. Ladybird doesn't have any move worth at the end, but you can catch it in Emerald, but again, I'm not sure if you can catch it in Fire Red and Leaf Green. If you can, then D rank, otherwise C rank. And Natu has Baton Pass, and you know how I feel about Baton Pass. In this generation, you pretty much want Baton Pass on your Natu or Xatu or whatever. Otherwise, it's not really that big of a deal. Fampi you can get in all games. It's a thing. And what is it called? Pokespot exclusive in this game, so no Earthquake, especially Earthquake or something. Makuhita. What did Makuhita get? I don't think anything special. So Makuhita D rank because you get it in pretty much all Hoenn games of Generation 3. And Mekago, similarly, you can get Mekago in almost all the games. So why would you get this awful Pokemon? Again, just skip it. The funny thing is this, what is it called? Swinub. You can get it in Fire Red and Leaf Green, but if you catch one in this game, it has ancient power. And the funny thing is, in this game, your Piloswine can't evolve to Mamoswine because there's no Mamoswine. So you have the move to evolve it to Mamoswine, but it can't evolve to Mamoswine, which is kind of funny. Where to put it? Don't know, I honestly don't want to, but I have to put the T rank because, yeah, Fire Red and Leaf Green have Piloswine, so is Sky Attack worth putting Swallow to C rank? I don't think so, so I will let Swallow rot in D rank. Poochyena has Poison Fang. I think it also has Heal Bell and Dig when you catch it. Was it Refresh or Heal Bell? I don't really recall. So I will put it to C rank with the benefit of a doubt. Shroomish had Refresh, but really Refresh isn't worth having on your Shroomish, so you can't catch it in all the Gen 3 games, so it doesn't matter. No. This thing you can get in Ruby and Sapphire only. You can't catch it in Emerald. So, oh, wait a second. This is a trade from Grant and has Shadow Ball. So would you waste your Shadow Ball? It has Dynamic Punch. A C rank. It has some questionable things, but I think we can look past it. A Houndour is Emerald exclusive Pokemon. So B rank. Definitely. Now Aaron you can get on Pokespots and all the Generation 3 games with worthless. This thing had a special move, but I don't think it's worth it. Manectric similarly not really worth it. Rosalia you can't catch one in Emerald, but you can in Ruby and Sapphire. Still 2 games, so Ruby and Sapphire are really not worth getting when you have Emerald, but I really hate these kinds of things. I think I really chose a poor right. It's not really. It's the same thing with Lunatone. Lunatone is more worth to get because it has again Baton Pass. Really, Baton Pass is really such a move. Even if these were not exclusive, I think they would make it to C rank. Now, this Roselia is really an outlier, because I think you are more willing to get a Fire Red and Leaf Green when you have a Ruby, Sapphire or Emerald, than if you have Emerald to get Ruby and Sapphire. But then, if you don't want to restart your games, it's a second save file, so... And you probably want to get the other Lati. So, in that regard, don't know for sure. Rosalie is an outlier, so we will keep it still in D rank. Carvana can stay in D rank. Number can stay in D rank. Altaria has Heal Bell, so it goes to C rank. And Zangoose can go to C rank because you can only catch it in Ruby. In fact, catching just in Ruby is enough to put them a little above, and I realized that I put a few Pokemon just... So let me just check. Can I catch all these Pokemon? So this is also exclusive to one game. This is exclusive to one game. This is exclusive to one game. You can catch this in 2. Can't catch this in you can catch this in all, but no baton pass. Heal Bell. These two are kinda outliers, so I think this is fine. No, it will be a bit tricky. I don't think this is worth catching. Banette is not worth catching it here. Nor is Dusclops. Nor is this thing. It pains me to put it to D rank, but I have no choice. Salamence I put in C rank. Maybe now Salamence I put in A rank because it has Refresh and Dragon Dance when you catch it, and this is the only way to get it. And why is it important? If you play Generation 6 or higher and use Mega Salamence, you probably want to have Refresh on your Salamence. It's not necessary, but it's such a great move to have. I can even see people just buying this just to get the Salamence. But honestly, you don't need it to. Yeah, you probably want that Salamence. It's kind of weird. It jumped from C to S just from me mentioning as it Refresh move combined with Dragon Dance. C dot is B rank because you can catch. Okay, you can catch C dot also in Emerald, so it's C rank. That's also you get trade for it. So there's that. D rank. And I put these also in D rank. And okay, does this thing normally learn button pass? It should actually, right? And this does. I put these also in D ranks. They really don't awful much. You get this shackle traded. You can shiny hunt this. How many games of Generation 3 have shackle? Probably not a lot. Like B rank. Okay, you can get Lavita in Fire Red and Leaf Green, but this one gets Dragon Dance, Outrage, and some other moves, so B rank, C rank. Now the starters, and they all come with special moves, like Cyndaquil comes with Blast Burn and Reversal, and I think Totodile comes with Asian Power and Hydro Vortex, not Hydro Vortex, Hydro Cannon. Or was it Crunch? I don't really exactly remember. Oh, I think Chikorita had Ancient Power and Totodile had Crunch. Yeah, they... So, getting these starters is really hard in Generation 3. Yes, they are in 3 games, and Colosseums, they are evolved by 1 stage, and by Emerald you need to complete the Pokédex, which is a pain in the ass. So, but in this game you need to make it goes through a lot of bullshit, but you get some really rare moves, so I can put them in A rank just because of that. But I don't think you buy this just to get these. So I feel this is a pretty good list. I can imagine you buying the game to get one of these 3 Pokemon. Lugia, just because it's Lugia, and it has Psycho Boost on top of that, so you get a bunch of that. You get Moltres has Morning Sun and Will-O-Wisp, and extrasensory moves if you want to use them in Gen 3. And this is the only way you get it, and these are really key moves you want to use on your Moltres. And if you want to transfer it, Morning Sun is the only way you get it here. Salamence has Refresh and Dragon Dance combination, which is pretty much impossible to get outside of this game, and competitive success in late if you want to transfer it, and otherwise you probably don't need that Salamence. So Salamence is already a pretty good Pokemon, so, and in Generation 6 it got a Mega, and yeah, if you are really cranky to not get status and Mega Salamence is almost unkillable, you may want to have Refresh. You can also use Substitute, but you know, depends on what you choose. And people are willing to teach it, have Refresh on it instead of these other moves. Button plus Magneton is really effective in if you want to use it in Generation 3. Later generations don't really allow Baton Pass, so there's that. Evolutions, because of internal clock bullshit and Fire Red having no clock at all. Fire Red and Leaf Green. So you will be locked off your evolutions, so you may get this game just to get one of these. Zapdos and Articuno, just for these games they have, they lack normally extrasensory, they would eventually get these moves, and if you want some rare moves, what is it called? Heal Bell, this is the only way. Moltres, Articuno gets Heal Bell and Metal Stone for Zapdos. Then the starter trio with 1 Egg move and 1 Hyper Beam-esque starter move, which later generations they can just learn if they like you very much. In this gen you can teach them otherwise. And B rank is a tier full of Pokemon that are you can probably get already, but and don't necessarily need these moves they have, perhaps, or are really rare to get. It's either. So, what should I say? What did I want to say? They are also really rare Pokemon, or they have really useful moves in this game, but you don't really need to buy this game set just to get them. But if you get the game, you have the luxury of getting some of these. C rank is some milder convenience. It's not too bad, but you will need to invest a bit to get a Signal Beam Spinarak. Otherwise, here you can get it in easier way, and Battle Cup is really easy to get here, since all the Marowaks in this game have that item. And D rank is pretty much don't buy this game just to get these Pokemon. Like, you can catch them, there's no problem. Some aren't even bad Pokemon, like Snorlax is a really good Pokemon. But otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much my Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness worth buying tier list.